No, it's funny that you said this was like a manosphere because I had a woman comedian just like sleep here one night 'cause after a show.
Wait, a woman comedian?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, that's a very important part of the bit.
Yes.
It's not even a bit; it's just the truth. And like, she woke up like mad early. I guess she was like just like looking around.
Yeah.
And she was like, you need some like artwork or something. So then I got this picture of this seal.
Oh, I thought maybe that was like sentimental to you or something like that. No, so nothing has any emotional meaning to you.
No. I mean,
okay.
Except Lola. She's,
okay. And these dentures weren't like your aunties or something
no,
like
those
that.
Dentures are my boy's a dentist.
Oh.
And they're actually his mom's denture. Welcome back to the Bhavcast. Today I got comedian, actor, and just a certified good human being. Please welcome Jonah Nigh.
Woo! Thank you so much for having me. I feel like
course.
you're welcoming me to the manosphere. I'm so honored to feel. This is the most heterosexual setup. Look at this couch. You don't care. You don't care.
I care. I love this couch.
I'll bet you do. I feel like this is like you're like the closest like progressive brown Joe Rogan I'll ever talk to on a podcast.
Okay, on the couch. Wow, that's crazy.
Sorry, I insulted you.
No. It's like I had a smaller couch before, right?
Oh yeah,
So-
no, this is huge. This is huge.
And
Yeah.
every time I'd have like a lady over, she'd be like,
Yep.
"Oh, you have the worst cuddle couch," because it just wasn't deep enough, yo.
Oh, well, God, you're just handing me easy layups here. I don't think the size of the couch is necessarily an indication of quality, but you do you, girl.
Yeah, I just love this chick. It reminds me of the 70s. you know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And you've got a leather one too,
Yeah.
in case you want to get your legs stuck to it. Yeah,
well,
you got it all.
These are old as hell. These are like a couch that my dad got from like a old, like these are like 25, 30 years old. You know?
Okay.
And they're just like a hand-me-down couch, and I just can't seem to get rid of. But they're like small Asian people size. You know, they're like,
They're actually, they're like for poor Japanese. Like they still respect the custom of basically sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, it really is fun. I love riffing with comics. I knew we would have a good time, and I knew I could make fun of you.
Yeah, no, you can't. Everyone's been making fun of me my whole life.
Well, I mean, we look like a weird Harold and Kumar situation. Like a very. Did you hear they're making a sequel?
Are they going to be old as hell?
Well, I have a bit I'm trying to work on of being like, well, what aren't they like a little old to be like driving around getting high, picking up girls? I was like, are they going to like Harold and Kumar go to colonoscopy? I did this joke once and I was like, hopefully it's before the White Castle.
Yeah.
And so people were like, ew. I was like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's what makes it funny.
No, it's funny that you said this was like a manosphere because I had a woman comedian just like sleep here one night 'cause after a show.
Wait, a woman comedian?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, that's a very important part of the bit.
Yes.
It's not even a bit; it's just the truth. And like, she woke up like mad early. I guess she was like just like looking around.
Yeah.
And she was like, you need some like artwork or something. So then I got this picture of this seal.
Oh, I thought maybe that was like sentimental to you or something like that. No, so nothing has any emotional meaning to you.
No. I mean,
okay.
Except Lola. She's,
okay. And these dentures weren't like your aunties or something like
those
that.
Dentures are my boy's a dentist.
Oh.
And they're actually his mom's denture.
All right, so sexual, awesome.
And then just Ganesh is hanging out there, just looking over us.
Oh yeah,
right next to the
I love.
dentures.
Oh yeah, I love that. I've always said that. You know me and Ganesh.
Big G, yeah.
My catchphrase.
And then I got the plants because this is a lively place.
Yep, yeah.
And,
no, it's like a really, really nice grow house. So, it's like you've really taken care of it because you want a good product.
Yeah. And honestly, if I didn't stop smoking weed in December, we'd be living.
Congrats, I guess.
Thank you. It was ruining
No
my
gummies,
life.
anything, just all done. All done.
Just all done. And then I picked up a vape for a little bit.
Then I picked up meth because I just felt like I wasn't getting the high I was hoping for.
I picked up a vape for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I was like, what am I, Gen Z?
Yeah.
I gotta stop this.
Thing is, I have no idea how old you are. You probably think I'm younger than I really am.
No,
but
let's play this game.
Okay, yeah. No, but I don't know how about for South Asians, but East Asians, like we look 6 or 60 forever, and then we crack in one day.
Yeah.
And then we wake up, and I joke, like, now we're just living treasure. Like, we don't say the number anymore. We just say, yesterday it was 59 or whatever, and then it's, how old are you? I'm a living treasure.
Yeah. You kind of just forget. You just been every day just living.
Exactly. You remember World War II, right?
Yeah. I would say you're maybe 35.
Oh, that's really nice. 45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you. But again, next year you see me, we do this again. I may need that. I may need that low to the ground, ancient ass, lazy boy Japanese thing. Yeah. So, and how old are you? Let's see. All right. You said you're not Gen Z, so you're obviously millennial. So I'm going to guess 31.
Wow. Good job.
I got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like so insulted that I got it on the first one.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah. You're like, come on, tell me I'm in my 20s. Tell me. Only because you told me earlier, you gave me a context clue. So
to be honest,
because you could pass for, I think, mid-20s to 30.
Yeah, no, I got carded. I went to state college for a wedding, and some dude was like, I don't believe this license is you. I was like, bro, who's faking 31? You know?
Such a hot age. Yeah, I can almost get a mortgage. It's like that's where all the fun happens. Yeah, my life's a rap video at 31.
But to be honest, I'm not like too like stressed on being I'm like, the only thing that's really stressing me out is like I have really bad hip flexors and a degenerative disc in my lower back.
Okay, that's gonna catch up to you. Was that from like running or
it's a little bit of running? I skateboard, I snowboard.
Yeah.
But it's like it's already like I feel like 80. So the age doesn't really matter because my body has fallen apart.
I do think spiritually, I have aged a lot, but I think that the helpful things are hair. Oh, this is funny. So my husband's from around here.
Okay.
From Springfield, Pennsylvania. And he took me to one of his high school reunions while we were dating, which is a very risky thing to bring a new person to. And I thought it was a cluster reunion because I could not. I was like, wait, Patrick, are these all the same age people? And I think the hair, they're all white too, so they age like really milk. Bad. Yeah. And then this is great. They all kept like not a progressive part. It wasn't like Philly proper. It was like Springfield.
Yeah.
And people kept introducing me as his special friend.
Oh no.
And so I got drunk because I was uncomfortable, and I just said at some point, actually, I'm his lover. Dead silence. I said, and now we can all be uncomfortable. And that's when Patrick was like, okay, I think we're leaving.
Yeah. Was Patrick straight? Like, was he like
in high school? I mean, he's bisexual. He had, but he didn't come out until much later.
Yeah.
And he had an Asian girlfriend, which I was like, oh, last stop on the train. I met her. Yeah. She was lovely, but I was just and they thought I was this Vietnamese guy from their class. Oh. They were like, I don't remember his name, but it was something like really Vietnamese, and they assumed that he and Patrick had gotten together because there couldn't possibly be more than one. I'm like, the majority of the people on the planet are Asian, right? Like, we are the majority.
Now, when you say real Vietnamese name, you mean like Victor?
Yeah, I mean, like Stanley. Stanley Anderson. It was like Fung or something like that. Like, and I had clearly also like a name tag that is not like it's not in some other alphabet. Right. It's like Jonah. Yeah. So anyway, that's my relationship to Philly. I also I like Philly. It took me a while though.
Yeah, it's like I'm not like a big city boy. Like I'm more of like suburb country boy. But Philly is just like it's a little tamed down New York. When I go to New York, I'm just like overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, where am I gonna shit?
Well, that's the nice thing about New York. Anywhere is fine.
I know. I'm like a nervous shitter, so I'm like,
oh, in New York, it'll be the least interesting thing that's happening on that subway car if you just drop travel. So I was just I'm gonna name drop. I just opened for Robbie Hoffman, and she's in LA now, but she was from Brooklyn and Canada. I asked her if she missed New York City, and she's like, no. She's like, it's a shithole, and she's like, but LA's a shithole. She's like, everywhere's a shithole. Yeah. So it's true. New York is disgusting. Yeah, but Philly's got an edge to it.
Yeah, we're like chilling, but we got an edge.
You have an edge. There's a racial component. You can feel the tension. I think mainly between like black and white. I feel like I don't know what. I'm really curious what your experience is. I feel like invisible when I come here because I mean
they don't really care about us.
Yeah,
we're just like, hey, make the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. And for me, they're like, oh, you go to UPenn. And it's like, yes. Yeah. I told a homeless guy once that because he's like. This was in Massachusetts when I was at grad school. And he was like, hey, what school do you go to? Like, I'm going to tell him, So I lied. I just said MIT. And he's like, what are you majoring in? I was like, engineering. And he's like, what kind? I'm like, dude, this is like really educated. Sorry, man experiencing homelessness. And I was the jig is up because I don't know anything about engineering, so I just said general engineering.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a
thank
good
you.
one.
Yeah, I'll specialize later, but
Yeah.
but for now, I'm just gonna get my major in general engineering at MIT, where
Yeah.
I definitely go.
No, I love that because I'm actually an engineer. And
Oh man, you lean into the stereotype. Why couldn't you do? Okay, anyway,
why
that's
couldn't I
fine.
become a doctor? I know.
I know,
I
I
couldn't pass
know.
OChem. It's the truth. It's so hard, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like partying a lot in college. I went to Penn State. I grew up like real sheltered, and when I like discovered what alcohol was, I was like, oh fuck life.
Why didn't they introduce me to this? Yes,
They should have warned me earlier.
Yes, yeah.
But in my graduating class, like I was an industrial engineer. In front of us, there was general engineering, and we were all.
I actually could have kept going with that lie.
Yeah.
If he had only yes-anded me, that man on probably many drugs.
I was just like, what the fuck is that? And my boy was like, they just don't specialize. They just keep doing like general math. And I said,
okay,
all right.
Wow. Well, good for them. I feel like we're probably having more fun, but they probably have more money.
We definitely are. I always like tell my parents, look, I gave you that one. Now I'm just gonna go fuck up my life over here.
Have they been to your shows?
Yeah, they know what. My mom and dad came to my very first comedy competition like 6-7 years ago.
Oh, that's nice.
And I came in second. Okay, first, like, it's something because I was like overconfident because it was my first one. It was like maybe 2-3 weeks in.
Because you're a straight man.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wore all white. Okay, a white shirt with my face on it.
Oh man.
Black leather jacket.
Man.
I came out like. I remember like, what up, motherfuckers? Like, I'm doing Madison Square Garden.
You're like, chill, this is a free bar show.
Yeah. And then I didn't get any response. So then I was like,
Yeah.
I can't hear you. What up, motherfuckers? But luckily all my friends were there, so I came in second. But my mom, as soon as I walked off stage, was like, next time, number 1. And that's when I was like,
still, yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't matter what field you're in. It could be like management.
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
be the number 1 waste manager. No, that's funny. Competitions are so like they're so. I try not to get in my head about them.
Yeah.
I just try to think of them as another set because I feel like it's so much is baked before it's even started.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually in one right now. It's like Lehigh's Funniest out in Mays, Pennsylvania, and like. I don't usually do competitions anymore because like they just give me an anxiety that you shouldn't have when you do comedy.
Yeah.
But like, Philly's Funniest is happening, and I got like FOMO one night when I was like drunk, and I was like, let me just sign up for this one.
Yeah.
And I've made it to the finals somehow, but like, I've treated every set like just go have fun.
This
with
is just
them.
a set.
Yeah, like go have like.
And there's some benefit to it. I mean, I did one in LA, and that's how I got an agent.
Yeah.
It
I
was.
saw you won like you came in second in one.
Yeah, I keep getting second, which we also, as we know, is called an Asian F, which is when they actually I got second at this big one in Canada, and when they were giving me the whatever, I was like into the mic. I was just like, or they're like, "Do you have anything you want to say?" I was like, "Asian F." I was very displeased. I like the winner a lot, but it's funny because I was like, and there is like psychological studies about getting third is much more satisfying than getting second.
I agree.
Yeah,
like,
than first.
I'm hoping this one I either like there's 4 people in the finals. I'm hoping I either like lose third or first. If you give me that second one, I'm gonna self-harm right there on stage.
You're gonna unalive yourself. I said that on stage the other night, and like, no, I think the crowd was too old because I was like, oh God, you just make me want to unalive myself, and I'm like, this is I'm too current. I'm too current for this crowd.
When I first started comedy here in the city, I used to do so many suicide jokes because like, Indian people have reincarnation. So it never like suicide was always like, if I ever got sad, I'm like, I'm just gonna kill myself and come back as a dog.
Yes, it's a tough one. I think that abortion, right, there are just some subjects that I think they're not off limits, but you have to have so much skill to be able to handle it.
And you need at least one other brown person in the audience.
Absolutely.
That gets it. Like, that's dying.
Absolutely.
And then everyone's like, okay, what he's saying is not bad.
I don't know. Do you get resentful though of being on Asian shows?
So there's not like a big Asian.
You're like, what's that?
There's not really one big one here in Philly.
Okay.
There's only like 4 brown comics.
Yeah.
And one of them is like
now there's 5.
Yeah,
just for today.
Just for today.
One night only.
and one of them is like blackballed because he like.
Oh, you're gonna say one of them is black? It's like, no, that's not Asian.
He's blackballed because he kept using the N-word on stage, and people were like, "Can you chill?" And he was like, "But like, you know, when 9/11 happened, people were calling me the sand N-word."
Oh
And
yeah,
he's
you
like-
can cut that. It's not. It's like unless you have Tourette's, like that.
Yeah,
that is your option to
Yeah,
cut that.
So there's not like a real big Asian community here. So
Okay.
sometimes up in New York, I'll get invited to an all-brown show.
Yeah.
And that I kind of enjoy because it's like a new, like I'm seeing like
Yeah.
what actually hits with my community.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a Patel and there's a billion of us. So like if I can unlock that market,
Veer Das, he's gonna get a run for your money. I'll just take half of Veer's audience.
yeah, I want like I've yearned my whole life to be accepted by my community because I grew up whitewashed. 'Cause, you know, I
Okay.
got this mullet and shit. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know who I am.
You know that's a choice, right?
Yeah, but I love it, dude. I love it.
It's not like this mullet happened to me. You're not like the victim of like this was not like a hate crime.
No, it happened to me. It happened to me. And, like, you know, like, have you ever watched Venom, like that Spider-Man
Yes,
movie where the
yes.
symbiote just fucking...
Yeah.
That's what the mullet did to me.
Oh,
It
I
was just-
see. I see. That's what. So when you say whitewash, sorry, I should be
Yeah,
letting
yeah.
you ask the question. What do you mean by that? Because you know my story. I'm adopted. My parents
Yeah,
are
yeah.
white. Are your parents white or?
No, they're Indian, but
Okay.
like I grew up in the burbs. I only had a lot of white friends growing
Yeah.
up. I felt like ostracized from
Yeah.
my Indian companions.
Yeah.
So then it wasn't like until college I had like my first Indian friend.
Yeah.
You know, and he was also like he went to like a private school. You know what I mean? So he
All
was,
your
like,
friends thought butter chicken was like the
Yeah,
only Indian
yeah.
food.
That's like so funny you say that because I was like on Hinge the other day. Some girl was like, "Oh, what's
That was
your-"
her screen name. Butter _ chicken
I was like, yeah,
14.
Give me some more. But she was like, "Do you love butter chicken?"
Oh,
And I was
no.
Like, I was like, you know, like I grew up a vegetarian, so I was like, I never really had it. But I was also like, my favorite Indian restaurant is my mom. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Well, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
You might want to, on the edit, you might want to think how you say that.
No. She is my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
I used to do this bit. Like people are like, "Oh, since you're Indian, what's your favorite restaurant?" And I'm like, "It's you know," and I'll give them my address. And I'm like, "That's where my mom."
That's really
is."
cool. So like, but that's really I'm sort of jealous of that like awareness of it because again, since I was adopted,
Yeah.
it was funny. So my husband and I, we were on a baking TV show.
Yeah.
During the casting process, they did keep asking us if we made ethnic food, and we, of course we knew what they were getting at, and they weren't being weird about it. But I played dumb and I said, "Oh, I think all food is ethnic. What are you talking about?" And then they were kind of like dancing around.
Yeah.
Kid, could you make something Asian on the show? And I said, "Look, my mom's Russian Jew. My dad's from Texas.
Yeah.
I grew up in Minnesota and Virginia. So I was like, I can make foods that reflect those communities
Yeah.
and those cultures. But if I was like, I don't know how to use matcha more than like in one cookie. You know, like I said, and I said, truly, if that is what you're looking for this show,
Right.
please don't cast me
Yeah.
because it will be so it'll be offensive if I like come out with like chopsticks in my hair. And I was like, this is the way we've always done it in my homeland of was that in Minnesota, you know.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about this
Yeah.
baking show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
'Cause, I love eating baked goods.
Yes.
But
I
are
love
you
cooking them.
You're really like.
Yes.
Is that something you and like your mom did as like children or like?
No, I mean not really. I mean a little bit,
Okay.
But honestly, what happened was my husband saw a GIF of like Moira and Dan Levy fighting in the kitchen from Schitt's Creek,
Okay.
the very famous fold in the cheese scene, and he jokingly said, "This is what we would be like if we were ever on a baking show." And he had sent me this thing. It looked like a Word document. It just said, "Bakers and your helpers apply for this thing." So I had on my lunch break at work, I filled out the form. I forged a SIG. Sorry, NBC. And then I just made a video from my desk,
Yeah.
and I said, you know, love reality TV. I don't need people to like me. I'm fine with the villain edit. I'm happy to look dead-eyed into camera one and be like, I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to bake, you know? And so then an hour later, 2 hours later, a casting agent from NBC called, and then a 4.5 month audition process. I had to show that I could bake pies and 3-tiered cakes and surprise cakes and choux pastry and all that stuff. And then we got picked.
Yeah.
And then Amy Poehler was the producer. Maya Rudolph was the host with Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
They're all dreams to work with.
Yeah, I saw it like on your Instagram. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Andy Samberg is exactly what you'd expect. You know, like super that like bratty brother, fun energy, filthy.
Yeah.
Filthy. I think I don't know why I was so surprised that he was so. I mean, it was a family show, so they cut all that. But like, I was like, oh yeah, he wrote Dick in a Box. like, why wouldn't that's his sense of humor? That's why he's so funny to me. And Maya is just a goddess.
Yeah,
so,
she's really great. Yeah. Now, when you were like practicing or like showing them that you could do all this cooking and baking, like, were you gaining a lot of weight at your house, you and your husband? 'Cause you guys are
no, I have a thing that I can tell people like you, but not many people want to hear this. I really don't change weight much. Depending, even if I'm eating healthy or not, I'm always about the same weight, but I feel different. But yeah, I know it's women love to hear that story. I don't know. I just keep eating cakes, and I have such low energy, but you know, clothes still fit, and
somehow they've gotten smaller.
Exactly. It's almost like I need to eat more cake. It's no, but the we didn't really gain weight. I think I'm not sure why. I don't know why.
I love that though. You know, the greatest cookie I recently had. Like, so I went to a Pittsburgh. Like my boy's from Penn. Like, we went to Penn State. But he's from Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And he married another girl from Pittsburgh, and they had a little wedding at Penn State. And I didn't know that the Pittsburgh people have this cookie bar. Before, like, when you do cocktail hour, they have fucking just cookies.
That's very nice. It feels very country.
I had about 40 cookies even before dinner. Like, by the time like the dancing started, I'm like sick. But like orange creamsicle cookies.
Oh, that sounds great. Actually,
I had like 12 of them. I brought like 12 home.
That sounds great. They used to have those at the Mall of America in Minnesota. And the concept, my husband thinks it sounds disgusting, but it's like, no, you put citrus and milk together. It's great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I don't know what to tell you.
So my family had a Dairy Queen for 16 years, right?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, the Mall of America, Minnesota area. That's where their headquarters is. My dad had to go there for training.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And yet, ironically, East Asians, or most of us, are lactose intolerant, so we can't but we force. I do really think, because I'm sort of lactose intolerant, but I think it was partly trained out of me because growing up in the Midwest, I mean, we drank whole milk.
Oh, yeah, same. Well, my family loves whole milk.
But I feel like in South Asian cooking, there is dairy.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, there isn't in East Asian cooking. And it's like, I remember going to Japan for the first time and being like, wow, I feel amazing. Like, my face doesn't turn red when I drink this beer. And it's like, oh, right, it's all been scientifically engineered, like you know, the beer Asahi, it's rice, it's not grains, there's no dairy, there's really no caffeine. I was like, oh right, this was what I would have felt a lot less gross if I
would have thrived here.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, screw you, parents. Why did you make me eat cheddar cheese from Wisconsin?
Now,
which is delicious.
Let me ask you something. Do you put the milk in the cereal first, or the cereal in the cereal first, in a bowl of cereal?
Oh, cereal first. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? My parents taught me to put the milk in first.
Oh, see, but I don't know. I don't know so many weird. I didn't have sushi until I went to college, and I hated it. I gagged on it and I spit it up.
I just was seeing a lady, and she introduced me to sushi.
Wait, come on.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't really like. I was a vegetarian, and then
okay, all right.
Then I started eating
Philly
like
roll
chicken
doesn't
and,
appeal to you.
No. So I don't. I just get like I don't even consider it sushi.
Yeah.
I just get like the avocado roll or the cucumber roll because I don't like fish.
Yeah.
But I was like, look at me using these chopsticks and dipping.
Wow, vegetarian. I think I could do. I don't think I could do vegan.
Yeah.
Especially for baking. I'm really glad on the show they did not make us. It was like if SNL and Great British Bake Off had a baby.
Yeah.
It wasn't so serious on the technical. It was very stories based. It was silly. Like Maya and Andy did the musical numbers about cake and stuff and cookies, and they gave characters. Like, it was not as serious. I mean, there were serious bakers on the show.
I believe it.
But
and then you two.
and then we were there, and they were like, "Oh, let's give him a hero journey," you know. But I love reality TV. It was just fascinating how you see. Yeah, it's unscripted, but everything is so carefully planned. The colors that you wear, the stories they bring out, you know, the way that you see you interact with the judges. Yeah, it's highly, highly produced.
I believe because they really gotta, you know, like, it's about the viewer, you know.
Yeah.
The audience, and what do they want to see?
And they can't taste it, and that's one of the biggest. You know, when we were getting prepped for it before we started filming, they're like, "Remember, the audience cannot taste this." So this is about. I mean, looks really matter, so the food has to be very appealing looking, and the why is really nice. So the stories. So they could take care of the look on it. So after you made something, the producers would come and take your food away for like an hour, put it in a light box, doing all the photography of it before the judging. So there's a lot of waiting around, but it was so fun. But I didn't know what my food was going to look like until the show came on.
Interesting.
And I was like, we made that? Like, we did not make that. Because that's our pie. I had some mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that looks good.
Yeah.
I know the pie we made looked like someone sat on it. You know, it's like, because you're rushed. And,
Yeah.
you know,
What was your favorite thing you guys made on that show?
Probably the first challenge, because it introduced us to the audience. It was Noodle Kugel, very simple, with 45-minute challenge. It got Maya talking about her Jewish background and Andy's, it did really well. Everything, and I think maybe the 3-tiered cake went okay, but everything after that, I was like, oh, we're in the bottom.
Yeah.
And you can tell watching the show, we're like, no, we're right. We were almost eliminated like 5 times.
Yeah, that's, I mean... in your audition tape, did you say like you do comedy and shit?
No, I didn't though. So I am. What I'll say is my go-to line is I'm not new to showbiz, but I am new to comedy. So I was an opera singer for 9 years, then a surgery on my vocal cords, then I was a booking agent, and then I was arts fundraising for 20 years.
Okay.
I started comedy in earnest about 18 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have a lot of stage time. So it's like kind of just like, you know.
Yeah. And I think it's different coming at it when you're 45.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel that I see the 20-somethings and 30-somethings at things, and there's so much writing on it for them, and I don't feel that pressure. I do want to make entertainment full-time, but I'm happy to split it between comedy, public speaking, producing.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody who's like, I must tour 100% of the time, and I see that kind of pressure people put on themselves.
My dream is to do like just Kevin Hart shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, comedy is a pillar of what I do.
Do movies with The Rock.
Yeah, do movies with The Rock, have a podcast,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But I want to do like voiceover for animation.
Oh, I think you'd be great at it.
Like I even made a cartoon during COVID called Jewel Boy.
Yeah.
And I voiced like 9
Sorry, I thought you said something else. I'm like, I don't think you can say that. I can say that.
Then I said Jewel, you know.
Jewel Boy. Emphasis. You might want to double that L.
Yeah. But it's about the little jewels and the jewel pods. And,
yes.
And it was a little cute little series, and I had to make the whole thing, which was like a pain in the butt. So I learned I never want to be the animator.
Yeah, my sister's an animator. She works for EA, and she's in charge of all the Sims Family games. And I joke, I'm like, oh, the most boring proper. She loves it. I know people are diehard Sims Family people, but I'm like, so you just make houses? Like what? You know, but no, she loves it. She was a violinist.
Okay.
And then she had an injury, and she became an animator and has worked on, you know, Sims Family, also like Alvin and the Chipmunks, that movie she worked on. So yeah, so it was a creative family.
Are your parents working? Is your sister also Asian?
Yes. Yeah.
So they adopted both of you. And are they working you so hard in music that you are?
Yes. I know they are so the opposite of Asian parents. This is why I feel like a fraud at the Asian shows, because everyone's talking about like the hardcore parents and like I took Kumar at age 2 and you know that kind of stuff. And my parents are white, and they were perplexed at how hard our family or like how hard the kids. The 3. So there were 4.
Okay.
3 were adopted. 1 was natural born to them. And then all 3 of the Asians were pretty high achievers, and my parents were like, "Where's this?" And we would cry. I remember I cried when I got like 1 wrong once on a quiz. And then I remember my sister locking herself in her room when she got like 1450 on the SATs on her first try. And my parents are like, where is this coming from? So it is something. And we didn't know that many Asians. So I'm not sure. Maybe it is something in the DNA.
Wow. Now I'm like what went wrong with my DNA?
You're like 1450. Did she add 2 tests together? So 700 on the first try.
That's crazy because like my mom was disappointed every time I fucked up.
Yeah,
I'm just like, Mom, B's not that bad. It's for Bavik, you know. That's me.
Oh, I would have berated myself, and my parents would have been like, "That's great." Yeah. Like they were sort of like they were pleased with whatever we did because they saw how hard we were trying.
Did you guys watch like movies and see like, oh, Asian people work like this?
No, it wasn't even competitive necessarily. I mean, maybe it subconsciously we were a little, because we were 3 years behind. So I would get a lot of we went to public school, but I would get the teachers that my sister had, and she soared through stuff, and it didn't take her as much work. I'm not saying she didn't work hard, but she was a procrastinator and she could crank out an A at the last second.
I hate those type of people.
That was not me. I couldn't. And then I hit my wall in math earlier than she did. Like she sailed through calculus and stuff. And then I remember sitting in calculus on the first day, AP, mind you. And I quit. And I was like, I don't need this because I know I'm going to be a musician.
Right.
Why am I spending all this time? I hate this. Yeah. Chemistry was a downfall too.
I'm also very bad at math, and somehow I am an engineer.
So don't take any of the bridges that you have engineered.
I actually build ships.
You build airplanes and rocket ships for Tesla.
They won't. They won't let me build airplanes because the whole 9/11 thing.
Oh, that was so long ago. Who can remember?
The victims.
I have a show on 9/11 in the South, and I'm like really debating. It's in North Carolina, and I'm like, well, they would find that actually, but there's a lot of New Yorkers who do 9/11 jokes now. But
you want to take my backpack with you?
Yeah, famously. Could you watch this for 1 second? I'm just gonna leave the building. I'm never coming back. Yeah, no, but those kinds of jokes are back to, but like the historical bomb that sorry, bad choice of words, but Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
He did a 9/11 joke 6 days after it happened in New York.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the crowd rightfully was like, that's awful.
Yeah,
but
it is.
yeah.
I feel like, Pete Davidson gets away with it a little bit because his dad was there and shit like that. But there's I think enough time has passed.
There's also a way to do, I mean, think about all the things like Anthony Jeselnik jokes about, or Adrienne Appalucci, or whatever, or my favorite from the past, like Joan Rivers. She went after everyone.
Yeah.
Asian, white people, black people. If you have enough craft to it and you've built up enough goodwill, I think it's very possible. Yeah. Louis C.K., I think when he was younger, was very good at that.
Someone, I forget who said it, but they're like, it's like if you want to do if you want to attack anything, I think your set has to be built like, I'm going to deprecate myself a little bit, I'm going to deprecate us, and then we're all in this boat together.
Yeah.
I can just
you've established a character like Anthony. Like when you see Anthony Jeselnik actually being interviewed as himself, he's actually such a thoughtful, intelligent, kind of quiet, soft-spoken almost person. And then the stage animal he becomes, it makes it okay for him. Now, I also think he's got the privilege of being like a good-looking, white, straight man. I think if you or I went on stage and tried some of the things that he tried, even with his audience, they'd be like, that's offensive.
Should we try tonight?
Yeah, I was planning to do all just like horribly offensive one-liners tonight in Philly and just see how quickly I could get hate crimed.
No, I think the thing about Philly sometimes, it's like, all right, they might, this is, I've observed, like, maybe you're saying shit they're not really into, then you just start hating on them, and they're like, we love
that's not just a Bill Burr thing. That's like, I mean, I've done one show here at a pretty big club, and I'm not going to say what it is because it didn't go great, and I really want to go back to redeem myself, like Asian A. I was like, it was like a B minus of a night. And part of it, I think, is the setup. The club is really gigantic, and people are spread far apart, which it's like, if you know good producers push people together. They get them. They have a good host who's gotten them ready. Like they know how to make people ready for comedy. I think. But in any case, Philly, I had been warned to one of my teachers, Gina Brion, who tours all the time. I was like, what should I expect? She's like, show no fear. They hate New Yorkers, or like leading with like, I'm from New York. Will hurt you, so don't do that. But I'm hoping to redeem myself tonight.
I think the 2 rooms that you're gonna do tonight tend to be a little bit younger people.
Yeah,
and I don't think like you'll get that type of.
No, it's not as clubby.
Yeah, and I don't like. Yeah, you won't get the people that are like. I think you'll get like a good welcome.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll experience that either at Brownies or next in line.
Yeah, I brought mace too.
Good,
Which
good.
I use liberally on the. It's like my Gallagher. You know how you smash watermelons? I just spray. That's my closer. I just spray the front row.
Well, look, man, if anyone gives you a problem, I'll get in there.
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
now that we have this rapport, I'm
That's
like,
right.
I like
That's right.
this guy,
That's right.
You know what I mean, I'm
This
like,
is my
you fuck with
brother.
him.
This is my brother.
The only other he's a fifth Asian guy in the city, and I won't let him get hurt.
But it was funny. I was just performing in San Francisco, and I expected to see more Asians, and they were like, we'd struggle actually to get like a group of Asian comedians, because in New York there's so many that in fact at Broadway Comedy Club they separate us. The East Asians have a show and the South Asians have a show.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's on the same night, and I want to turn this into a bit because the South Asians get the bigger room.
Oh.
Yeah, but in the club's defense, there's a bigger audience, and they're louder, and they're having a good time because I can hear the laughter through the floor in my little room with the East Asians where they're having a fine time.
Yeah.
It's very polite.
It's a good time.
And I think even the last show I did was like, can we just like try to keep up? Like, you can hear the South Asians.
But what do you think it is? Like, 'cause, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard for you to answer because you don't like you didn't grow up with like actual. Like,
yeah. I don't know. I mean, culturally, even just I've observed like going to like the Korean Day Parade. I think it's so funny. My husband and I noticed the last time it's the cleanest.
Yeah.
Like there's no garbage. Most polite. Even like when people are doing crazy shit with drums and stuff, everyone's just like, "Oh, that's very nice." Yeah. With the South Asians, they're wasted before they even get there.
That's what it is.
They're howling in the halls, and I'm like, "Could we mix the shows? I think that would be interesting."
You know what it is? Actually, it's this shit right here.
Oh.
Black Label.
And this is called product placement.
Black Label, Uncle's favorite.
That's right.
Whiskey.
And I don't know. It's like the East Asians. I look out into a sea of red faces.
Yeah.
Because they've all had their one beer and they're all like, literally soft. But it's never. I have never done like a boisterous East Asian show. And I always worry that I'm going to get there and feel like a little bit of a fraud.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually helpful because like I don't have the super strict parent jokes. I don't have like the disappointed mom jokes.
Yeah.
I have really weird. I was like, I get Shenyun and lactose intolerance. You guys can have the rest.
Yeah. No, I think that helps because like I'm usually like when I do like an all brown show, like I'm usually like the odd one out too.
Yeah.
And it's like refreshing because the first maybe 4 people in front of you kind of have like the same act, the same crowd work.
Yeah.
And it's like you just go up there and you're like, what up? What up?
Yeah.
You know? And then you're like, fuck, why is this guy so
white?
Weird? Or like,
you're like, it's actually makeup. I'm actually white.
What went wrong with his parents?
I think it's more interesting, and it's sort of more interesting for the performers. Like I'm sure you've talked to this about with women comics who are like, they hate the women's shows or mom's night out shows. They're like, oh my God, by the 3rd or 4th comic, we're all treading on the same territory, albeit with different stories and jokes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make for the most interesting show.
Exactly. Yeah. I think like if everyone's kind of hit, like if they're all saying like, oh, my mom beat me just 4 different ways, we get it. You guys were all child abused.
Yeah. Oh, bring a book. Snooze. Oh no, my parents like chained me to a piano, and then I had to pee myself. Lang did it. Worked out for him.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. Wait, so you said earlier that you were opera vocalist.
Yeah.
How did you choose opera, or like that's
opera
very
chose
unique.
me.
Yeah. Like, how does that happen?
So I took voice lessons because they were free. Like we didn't grow up with a lot of money, so they were the lessons were free at school. And then I took one with a teacher who was a very discounted price. She's like, "Hey, why don't you come watch me just audition for an opera and see what it's like?" And I was like, "Sure." And then the directors were like, "We'll hear the kid just as a learning experience." Very Midwest, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're like, "We actually have a small role he could do. Is he mature enough as like a 16 or 17-year-old to hang out for the summer with, 30, 40, 50-year-olds?" And my teacher was like, "Yes," and I'll coach him on it. He'll be so prepared for that. And I think some of the weird discipline-y kind of behavior I have is less Asian and it's more classical musician.
Okay.
Because that's beaten into you.
Yeah.
And so I did that. So I had never seen an opera.
Yeah.
I was just suddenly in one, and it was in French, and it was a pretty hard score, and I learned it, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
So I never had a stigma about it. I was just like, oh, it's basically just music theater in another language. And then that's how it started rolling. And then I went to undergrad for that, and then masters, and then like grad, post masters and stuff. Yeah. So
that's really cool.
yeah, it was nothing I thought was fancy.
Yeah.
And I really wish we were more like Europe, where a town the size of Philly would have like 4 opera houses.
Wow.
It's just entertainment.
Yeah.
And not expensive.
Yeah, it's like like the fact that you did it. I was about to ask you, like, it's like when I listen to opera, I'm like, is this even English? But then you said it was in French, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
maybe it's not in
and that's
English.
part of the challenge, learning the languages. And like I think it is what I think a lot of times gay men tend to like it a lot, and I think part of that is because it's so extreme. It is such a release on stage. It's basically drag.
Yeah.
Huge costumes from different periods of time. I also liked it because my race didn't really matter.
Right.
Like we're singing in Italian, supposedly in Spain in the 17th century. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And we also have powdered Mozartian faces. I was in white face.
Yeah.
I created that. No,
You did it before it was racist.
I made it cool again. With a mole and the powdered. And then a lot of operas take places in fantastical places, like the Magic Flute. Where does that take place? Nowhere.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if the lead is Asian and the other lead is black.
Yeah.
So there was something very freeing about that versus music theater, where it's still you're very cast sort of in an actorly way. Comedy is also very freeing, because I was saying to someone the other day, it dawned on me, comedy is the first time though I feel like I've never had to code switch.
Yeah, I think that's a word. Like, if you can find who you are, there is no code switching. 'Cause
Right.
My whole idea of comedy is like, you're gonna meet the same person off stage as you do on stage.
Just at a 10.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm like, like if I'm that night, if I'm feeling like not that person, then I want to be able to tone it down and still get the work done. Like, I don't want to have to be like, go up there every night and just like faking this for like almost like a persona of myself. I want to just be Bhav.
Yep.
And just fucking get it done. And
Well, let's switch sets tonight. Let's just see what happens.
How's
Take
it with
There's
you.
a skinny Asian guy in New York named Sage. He's super funny, and of course, people sometimes have mistaken us for each other. But he's like aggressively straight.
Yeah.
Like the night I saw him, he rapped. He like dresses as a piece of pizza on his Instagram, like absurd as like so funny. And I was like, dude, like one time we should switch sets, and just I'd love to hear you talk about like your husband Patrick of 10 years and like coming out, and then I'll be like, yo, what's up, fools? Yeah, I went on a date from the apps. I really think I would do a good job at portraying the straight Asian male in his 20s persona. I think I would nail it.
Where's your home base? Like, where do you actually live?
Yeah, so I live in the Bronx, New York, by Yankee Stadium. I've been in New York 18 years. Before that, I was in the most racist city of the world, Boston.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we can make this switch happen, because I try to come up to New York like once a month.
Oh yeah,
and we can do the switch set.
I was just performing in a city or a festival that shall remain nameless. Great time. But I was mistaken for both a South Asian comic, Aditya. I don't know if you know him. He's from New York, and then another East Asian comic. And none of us. I mean, and they were both like they are both really straight.
Right.
Too, like their sets are super heterosexual.
When someone mistakes you for a straight dude, how does that make you feel?
Well, they're not mistaking me for a straight dude. They're mistaking me for another Asian. Because then when I start talking, they're like, Peter seems different somehow. Like, I feel like he was more... that's sign language for likes women's bodies. No, but and then I have a picture of because it was so funny to me that his name is Peter Liu. He's very funny. He's based in Boston. I was like, we need to get a picture of us and post that like. But the South Asian guy, the one that I was confused for him, that one really threw me off, and I was like, Peter, I'll give you if I took steroids and like just changed everything else about me, but like my basic setup could work. But Aditya, he's shorter than me. He's really dark. Yeah.
That person was just racist.
No, it's just Or if I'm in another, I do find performing though. I don't know how much you tour, but performing in little small towns that could be maybe racist is way funner.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like going. The more outside the city I can get,
Yeah.
I enjoy it because they're more like also like their buttholes are not as tight. Like like a sense they're not like.
Well, it
they're
depends on that.
chilling.
No, just kidding. No, now you're in my territory.
yeah,
Let me
sorry.
tell you. Don't tell me about buttholes.
Sorry.
Don't tell me whose butthole is tight. I'll tell you whose butthole is tight. And it's not Pittsburgh.
Yes,
And it's not Pittsburgh. Pittsfield maybe, but no. There. I don't want to. Oh, this sounds insulting, but it's almost they're easier to please.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because they don't have as much exposure, right? Like going to a comedy thing is an event.
Yeah.
When you're not in New York or Philly or Chicago or something like that, you're already kind of in a good mood. It's a self-selecting crowd.
Yeah.
And for people like you or me, we may be the first time they've ever seen something. Like I swear, if there was a subtext when I walked on the stage in Iowa City. It would have been like, what is it?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're gay, Asian, and Jew? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's like a whole, they think you're like a crop circle.
Yeah.
Like they're amazed.
Usually when
It
they see,
exists.
Yeah. When they see an Indian guy with a mullet, they're like,
Yeah. Maybe
Where'd
he
this
had
come from?
cancer and that's a wig. Or like maybe, he's so brave.
Yeah.
You know? That's not his hair. It's like, no, it is Indian hair too. That's the expensive kind. That's the expensive kind. Yeah.
Recently, some lady on TikTok told me that, and I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, there was a huge issue last year. Some of the gangs in New York were breaking into Indian hair, like weave parlors in Harlem, and taking it. And the audio from these robberies is so funny. Because it's like, yo, get the Indian hair. And it's like, these were connoisseurs of Indian hair.
That cracks me up. Well, look, Indian people, what up?
Exactly. When you're in Harlem, just know. Yeah. Exactly. Tariffs gotcha. But the Indian hair is the better hair.
Well, I feel like.
No one wants East Asian hair.
Really? Because
it can't do anything.
Well, at least maybe, like, I have very straight hair, so maybe
Yeah.
I don't have the typical wig making hair, because like my hair just grows straight, and I feel like maybe you have straight hair.
Yeah. Well, mine goes out like Sonic the Hedgehog
At first.
Yeah, but
and
then
after
yours
enough
goes
weight.
down.
Yeah.
But like Indian hair is just it is the top shelf.
Yeah.
It's the caviar of weaves.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you. That'll be the name of my special. The caviar of weaves.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
great. You know,
yeah.
my mom, I always sometimes make this joke on TikTok. Like, my TikTok is trash.
I noticed. No.
It's like
Just kidding.
I just go on and just say whatever I want to say, and just it gets like 20 likes, and I'm like, hell
It's
yeah.
crushed it.
I made this one yesterday, and I was like, I put some hair oil in my hair because my mom is like, put this fucking hair oil in your hair.
Yeah.
Once, whatever. She's like, I don't care how many times you do it, just put it in your hair. So I put it in my hair last night. I was chilling. And I get on TikTok and I'm like, you know what, guys? Like, this is what happens when you got an Indian mother. You get hair oil.
I
made
bet those
specifically.
kinds of videos, especially if there was a video of your mom putting it on for you, I feel like could be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, one time, my mom and I were chilling at home one time, and my mom was like, "Can I braid your hair?" And I was all like, "Yeah, I don't care." You know, we're watching some stupid shit.
Yeah.
And then my dad goes, he goes from the bag. He's like, "What, you trying to be like a chick?" And I said, "Oh shit." Dad."
We just want you to know that whatever lifestyle, we love you. Is something like an aggressive Asian parent would never say.
I was like, Dad, I'm so comfortable with my masculinity that I'm letting your wife
I'm so comfortable in my heterosexuality, I will have sex with men.
Yeah.
And it won't even mean anything, right?
and I'll catch.
That's right. Going to a bar mitzvah once doesn't make you Jewish, Dad.
Yeah. Or either does it 10 times.
Exactly. In one night with 10 different guys at once.
No,
Yeah.
it's just a good time. It's 2025.
Exactly. It's just our bodies. It's just our bodies.
Our bodies these days. You know, it's funny. Like, you came here for Philly Comedy Festival, but you know what other festival's happening this weekend?
No.
The Furry Festival.
Oh my God. I was just kidding. I obviously knew that. You saw that gigantic suitcase I brought. You saw those ears poking out. Yeah.
If you
Which hotel? Not that I'm looking. Which hotel?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Oh my God. This is a comic's dream. I would open for a furry conference.
Well, what is the opener? Like you coming out and just eating some dog food or whatever? It is, like, cat
Oh,
food?
actually, I guess maybe you had to be culturally sensitive and be in a costume.
Well, yeah, of course.
What
yeah.
costume would you be in?
That's what I was about to get to. Yes. Me personally, I think a dragon.
It's very testosterone.
Yeah. Well, I love dragons. I think they're so cool, and like they're very intelligent creatures.
Yeah.
You know, and they fly. Flying's a big one.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, you know, Smaug from Lord of the Rings.
Yes, of course.
And like he's very just, you know, he's a funny guy too. He's a funny guy.
That's the heart of gold. Oh no, he just lays on it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you think you gonna take this from me? I want to burn that.
Have you seen the footage though of Benedict Cumberbatch doing the voice for it?
Yeah,
He's so into it. Like, I don't think I'd be a great voice actor because it's like a high pitched. I don't think there's anything that would make my voice. Also, I feel like voice acting now. I think I was listening to Kristen Scheel or whatever. She's on BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
And she's like, they don't even want you to do voices anymore. They just want your voice. But I'm like, but that's because your voice sounds like a character already.
Yeah.
You know. But in any case, if I were opening for a furry convention, I don't know. I think the obvious choice for me would be Hello Kitty.
Okay.
But the problem is Hello Kitty, if you've noticed, which I'm sure you have, she has no mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how I would do the set. Through my eyes. No. So Hello Kitty, historically, it is not a cat.
What is it?
It's a girl dressed as a cat. This is the most Japanese thing ever. It's a girl dressed as a cat with no mouth. Because girls should be quiet. That was the premise
of
Hello Kitty. And and she's become. It's funny how she's become this like feminist, symbol. And it's like, like, it's horrible, right?
Yeah,
She's not allowed to speak, and that's not even a cat. It's a girl.
Yeah, maybe the Japanese are onto something.
Who said the Japanese were patriarchal? I never said that. Just you can't speak. You have to be pretty and cute. I think Hello Kitty. I'm not sure what else I could. I've always struggled too of like doing impersonations. One, I'm not good at it, and then also there's no one really in the zeitgeist for us. I feel like Harold and Kumar jokes don't get a lot of mileage because unfortunately. Like tonight, I'll try something with some riffing.
Me, so
I'll riff on that.
Yeah.
People will laugh, and I'm like, that can't be the most recent cultural, but it probably is the most recent cultural touchstone for people who look like us being in a room together. They'll be like, oh, Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, I think that is actually it until this podcast comes out.
Yeah, exactly. And I have legitimately been mistaken for John Cho. I mean, we're about the same age. Well, he's like 4 years older than me, but like and I think he's in New York too. But I've legitimately been mistaken for him. I was mistaken for him once so bad that I actually got a free drink out of it.
Oh, I love that.
It was in Boston. He was in this movie, really cool movie in early 2000 called Better Luck Tomorrow, where he gets killed. He gets like beaten his face in with a bat. And I was at a gay bar, and some guy was like, "Whoa, you were in that movie?" And I was like, "Yep." And he's like, "Wow, that's so cool. What's that scene like?" I said, "Buy me a beer. I'll tell you about it." And so he bought me a beer, and I was like, "You're racist." Thanks for the Amstel Light. Another product placement. Asians love Amstel Light. And I walked off. I was like, "I'm not John Cho."
That guy was probably like, "Damn, I lost a beer."
He thought he was gonna hook up with a guy who got his face beaten in with a bat.
God.
Yeah.
Such a tease.
Yeah, I know, but there's no. Maybe it would be funny if we did, I guess, like impersonations of Trump, which I don't have any desire to do, but I'm like, I guess it would make people, or if we suddenly just started doing RFK Jr.
Yeah. The only impersonation I can do is like Batman.
Really?
Yeah, ready?
Which one?
From the trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Where is she?
Oh, that's very good. It's the Christian Bale one.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
I do it. You'll see it tonight. The only impersonation I do is of myself.
Yeah.
The Asian voice that I used as a joke when I worked at McDonald's when I was 15 and in Minnesota. So I would get complimented on my English a lot.
Yeah,
and I thought it was so annoying. So I went over the top, and I was drive-through. That was like where they put me all the time. So I would just go into the mic and go, "Oh." And that's it. That's the whole Asian impression. It was just like this geriatric one. And the point of reference was Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid. Because I didn't actually know any Asian men. So I couldn't have even impersonated an Asian man if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it was just, I think I just need to be wise.
Yeah. I can do this other one, Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me get into character real quick.
Aloha means family.
Okay, I think there's something there. I think it's potentially Yoda-esque a little bit. It's getting into Yoda territory. I mean, I can really do a good... this is gonna cancel me. I could do a very good, which I will not be performing today, Louis Armstrong singing Italian opera.
Okay, let's hear it.
Nope, we're not gonna do that. Nope, we're not. I'm not falling for that one again.
Come on, Lola wants to hear it. Look, she's looking at you. She wants
That
it.
set, I used to do it for my friends in conservatory, and they would be crying.
Yeah.
Because again, any impersonation that we do that is not in this, like, I mean, it has to be somebody, I mean, I don't know if, again, we could do RFK Jr. or something, but I don't even want to think about those people, so I don't want to do an impersonation.
Nah, I impersonate anybody I want. You know what I mean? Because
do you have a Trump impression?
no, I mean, like, I want to start impersonate. Like, I'll impersonate this black guy in the audience.
Oh, sure.
You know?
I thought you were going to say this black table. It's like, oh, so we're into Andy Kaufman territory now. We're gonna,
No, like Trump. Like, I have like those kind of people have been so overplayed.
Yeah.
It's not like
I
fun.
agree,
Yeah.
but they kill.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy who beat me, who did an excellent job at it, in one competition, he did a big chunk of that.
Yeah.
And I was backstage, and I'm like, I just, impersonations, I wish I could do more impersonations because I think they're very funny. Like people who do them really well, like Bill Hader or something like that.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
incredible. But I don't know. I usually impersonate people I work with.
Right.
Which it's like, Tammy from accounting is not gonna. That's not gonna make the laugh roll. The crowd's not gonna roll with that.
Everybody doesn't know her.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That's funny you say that because a kid who won Philly's Funniest like 3 years ago, Jamie Wolf. He's like around New York a lot. His act had like Mickey Mouse in it. And
relevant,
timely,
yeah.
And it's like timeless actually,
Yeah,
forever. Like
yeah.
it was like I don't know, I can't do Mickey, but like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like Mickey was like fucking Pluto or something.
Yeah, I think if you take something like that, you have to put them in some weird situation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather just write jokes about race.
I'm right here just like I do comedy because I'm the one that gets up in fucked up situations.
Yeah.
My comedy is just all true stories. Like when I go to an open mic and it bombs, like pin drops, I'm like, guys, that really hurt my feelings. Like this is.
I did a joke about how skinny I was, and I used the word anorexia triggers some people, and the joke didn't do well, and so one of my saves is like I let the silence sit for a second. It's like, well, I want to thank the crowd for your feedback tonight on that joke. I don't let it fly by. I always, if a joke bombs, I was trained to like, you've got to make that the joke.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of easy ways to do that. The Mulaney's, everyone's copying Mulaney now. I feel like because he goes, that one's just for me.
Oh,
it's elegant, say very quick.
Yeah.
Everyone gets it. Like no one liked that joke. But
I just start crying.
Oh yeah. No! I contemplated unaliving myself in front of everyone. There's this great story one of my teachers told me. This was at Gotham. Veteran up there. Just he's done it all, and he was bombing hard. The crowd was having nothing to do with him. Middle of his set, he goes, "Okay, I get it. You're not fucking with me. I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for my puppets." And he left the stage and never came back. He was outside smoking. He's like, "Fuck that crowd."
Yeah.
Do you believe that there are bad crowds?
I'm someone who like I work on energy, right?
Yeah.
And so like if like the fucking
We just call that E in the gay community.
Yeah.
I work on energy.
Yeah. So like
I snorted before.
if I can't bend the energy, it must be something I'm doing. If it's a paying audience, I think you can't really have a bad crowd because they're coming for a good time.
Yeah.
But if it's just an open mic people, that might just be
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
I think that's about a bad audience. I think of it more as like a bad scene partner. And this is what's so different about classical music or acting or something, because like you can have the same script every time, but you'll have different scene partners. And I was feeling bad because I had a show that I felt was very mid, and I was asking one of my teachers to watch the tape with me. I was like, what did I do wrong? And he's like, Jonah, you gotta understand, some rooms, the ceiling's a 6.
Yeah.
And that's their ceiling. And I was like, oh, okay. So they're not a bad audience per se. It's just that's what they are giving as my scene partner for the night. And it helped me like loosen up about okay, so this isn't gonna work unless they want to play along too.
Yeah.
It's fine if you don't like one of my jokes, but if they're laughing, but it's only kind of this for everybody.
Yeah.
That's just what they have.
Yeah, no, now that you put it in terms of scene partner,
Yeah.
Okay. You know, like, late shows sometimes, I get it, like, you're tired.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's what, like, tonight's 10 o'clock show, I'm like, it's past half of our bedtime.
Oh my god. Well, thank you for saying that. I'm like, I always feel like, is there a 5 o'clock slot?
Yeah, like, it's past a lot of our bedtimes, you know, like, this is where I'm usually winding down.
I've gotten offered to do, like, a brunch kids show once at Busch Gardens, and I said to the producers, like, I would rather have a dog fart in my face than do that. First of all, to 10 a.m., Busch Gardens, they're like, we'll give you a free pass to Busch Gardens. I'm like, yeah, that ain't it.
Yeah,
that's not gonna be enough. I don't know, have you ever done cruise ships?
No, but that's like my dream.
Do you? Be careful what you wish for. I haven't done them, but I hear mixed.
That's it's my dream because one, you get
I love buffets.
I don't really care about buffets. I just, you know, getting out on the water is nice. But like, you know, like, okay, my boys, they went on a cruise and they got like blacked out one night.
Yeah.
And my one boy, like, he fell asleep in the auditorium. He peed himself or whatever.
Yeah.
He has diabetes, so he pees himself all the time. It's like part of their community.
That's right. We don't judge.
But the comedian, they're fucking animals.
What's wrong with
Poison, you're gross.
No, it's a disability.
Yeah, right. I'm like, you just
my hand shakes in the morning until I get a drink because it's a problem. Can't fire me for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what alcohol is not a disability?
I'm still working through it.
Yeah,
aren't we all? 10 more years.
This wall is clearly showing you.
An homage to your problem.
But the comedian came in there and he saw Hoyson, like, assed out, pants wet. So the next night, fucking, his opener, like, his first 10 minutes was just all on Hoyson.
Oh, yeah.
And he was sitting right in front. He was like, yo, bro, you the guy, you know?
That's, I mean, what I've learned there's sort of multiple routes. The real, like, traditional cruises, it has to be squeaky clean. You need also tons of material.
Yeah.
Because it's the same audience, potentially, for you. So you need 2 45-minute sets.
Yeah.
Perfectly clean. And the comics I've heard who do those types of things, it tends to be a little hacky. Because you're getting kind of But on the other hand, then there's specialized cruises.
Yeah.
And I think that could be fun. There's jazz cruises, there's gay cruises, you know. I don't know if there's, like, Asian cruises. I bet those would be wild.
Everyone's just doing fucking math homework.
Talk about an early show. The late show starts at 5 p.m. sharp. Starts at 5 p.m. sharp. There's no opener. It starts.
Yeah.
Comedy will be performed. I think I would like to try it once.
Yeah.
And some of them pay a lot.
That's what I mean. It's good money. You get to see things. I don't know. I'm like a man that likes to kill like 12 birds with one stone. You know?
There's a great quote, I forget, it was for a Henry James book or something, and some character says, live as much as you can.
Yeah.
And I like that idea of just like, sure, if somebody wants to pay me to, you know, be on the Norwegian cruise. Well, that's probably not the line that would pick me.
Yeah.
I highly doubt Norwegian cruise is going to pick me. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Live as much as you can. So you're telling me, be a whore.
That's basically a roundabout way. I've been sort of getting at it for 57 minutes. You weren't kind of picking it up, so I'm just trying to make it clear to you.
Yeah. I'm getting it. You know, after this last lady,
I feel like you could do Fozzie Bear.
What does he sound
He's a
like?
Muppet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, I see a character. And then I kind of match a voice to it.
Yeah.
I have like a wide range
Yeah.
of fucking, you know.
Yeah. Batman, the Fozzie Bear.
Yeah.
So, and people like that stuff.
I want, like, you know, rappers are always like, yeah, we in the booth. Nah, dude, I'm in the booth making.
Is that what they're like?
Yeah. They're like, oh, I'm in the booth all night, fucking making rap songs
Oh
and
my
shit.
god.
Yes,
that's exactly what they sound like. That, at least in the Bronx. So I was a cardio hip hop instructor in a rough part in Boston. And thank God there's no footage from these days because when I commit to a character, I give it backstory. I remember getting a do-rag and they were only sold behind the counter. And I was like kind of looking at the different versions, and the guy's like, "What are you looking at?" And I was like, "I need a do-rag. Could you make a suggestion?" My general head shape is pretty typical, but you know, there's a lot of hair. I'd rather not smush down. Oh my god, I can't believe I taught that. you know.
Yeah, but you probably did a great job.
I think those ladies retired. I think I earned my money.
Yeah.
I think those ladies, and it was only ladies who took it, you know.
I always say this, if you can leave at the end of one of a Bhav's experience extra tired, you got your money's worth.
And that applies to so much in life.
It does.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to provide the experience, the entertainment, and I want you to go home sleepy.
I think it's really though. I think it's so funny that you just you ate the stage from day one. Like you were not. You're like, this is. What are the stakes? They're so low. And like, not to be morbid, but like my younger brother, he passed away during COVID. I wear a necklace sometimes if I'm really nervous that has something I took from his room. I had turned into a necklace because again, I'm like, what's the worst thing that could happen tonight?
Yeah.
Maybe a bottle thrown in. No, just kidding. Maybe Philly may be different. Philly, I might be shot. No, but what's really the worst thing? They might not laugh at my joke about being skinny. Like, really? That's the worst thing that could happen tonight? And I'll get a free drink after, and I get to go, like, get roasted by my friends by it?
Yeah. There's really no bad.
Nothing.
Yeah. And especially, like, my whole thing is like, all right, whatever happens on stage, and if you're doing it in good faith, like, no one's, like, really upset. And it's like, as long as when you get off stage, you don't get blacked out and be a dickhead to your your counterparts. You don't really lose that.
Fortunately, I have not seen that. I haven't seen. Well, I think there was a really funny bit. I think it was Mark Maron and I forget who was being interviewed by, but comics tend to do it behind each other's back.
Yeah.
I don't see so much aggression or shade thrown at each other in real life. That's what drag queens do. They just go, but at least it's to your face.
Yeah.
I think that comedians, it's a lot of like kind of high school.
Oh yeah, and they'll like, you know what's kind of lame is like they'll talk shit to you to another booker.
Yep.
And
then, absolutely.
And then like 5 years later.
He has this.
It's like they're like, oh, I didn't realize you were cool.
Or it's passive aggressive. They're like, how did you get that?
Yeah.
How did you get that gig? And I always just tell people, I was like, well, if you sleep with everyone.
Yeah.
Eventually. He, she's, and days.
Yeah.
If you just sleep with everyone. And it's like, I applied just like you did.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you know, but I think there's a competitiveness to it that's not dissimilar than classical music too, because there's not that many jobs.
Yeah. And it's just like any entertainment, but I think people just be chill. Just be chill. And
I think there's something we could learn from our brethren in improv.
Yeah.
They all seem to support each other.
Exactly.
Maybe they don't, and I don't know.
They just all fucking put each other in the back of the trunk.
Yeah, there's something about bad improv, though, to me, that is so unbearable.
Yeah.
It's like watching 5 people bomb. Because like a comic bombs, and you're like, well, there'll be another one soon.
Yeah.
Or you feel kind of bad for that person. When you see 5 people actively bombing together, I want to like fold myself up into myself and disappear.
Because they have camaraderie.
Like they're having a good time.
Yeah, they're like, they think, oh, we the shit.
Yeah, it was like watching Kendall the first time when he's saying O to the L to the OG.
Yeah.
Like the first time you saw that, you're like frozen in cringe mode. But like when I see really bad improv, and I've done improv and I really appreciate it as a skill.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot. There's some bad improv out there.
I believe it. There's bad everything.
There's bad comics.
There's good everything, you know, and I think the best we can do, Jonah, is just to be the best versions of ourselves.
Why are you using that voice? You said you didn't get high anymore.
I don't know. Sometimes I just get lost in the, you know, the sadness. I feel sad for the bad ones, you know?
I do.
Yeah, and I'm not, like, great either.
I don't feel sad for the bad ones who don't know they're bad.
Yeah.
The ones who are like, I've been doing this for 11 years. It's like, doing what?
You know, what you been doing?
Robbie Hoffman had a great bit in Tulsa where she said to the crowd, she's like, do you have pride here? You know, and the queens and the queers in the crowd were like, yeah. And she was like, proud of what? And it's like when some comics are like, I've been doing this for 20 years. Like, you know, I've cleaned my bathroom for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at it. I wouldn't say it's like great at it.
Right.
You know, but I don't know. You watch all your tapes?
Yeah, I film everything. I watch it all.
So Asian.
Yeah.
Man, we do the assignment.
Well, the thing is now I'm just like, all right, I need to like, you know, one of my boys a year ago was like, you know, Bhav, you put out so many clips of the Bhav cast, this, that. He's like, where's the stand-up? So where's the stand-up? And I said, oh, shit, dog.
Is he in the Mafia? I don't know. I'm just saying you'd have like De Niro in like The Godfather. Or
so now I've been just going through all my tapes. There's probably like 60 tapes from. I went to Austin at the top of the year.
Oh, nice.
And
how's that? Performing there? I bet it's fun, right?
It was good because like.
Did they think you're Mexican?
Sometimes.
Oh.
And I also had a mustache before. I must add.
Okay. And you called yourself Jose.
Yeah. And then I was like, hey.
That's on you.
I was like, hey, vato, Home Depot.
Sounds so Indian.
But I had an older comic on the scene. He told me like, yo, bro, like you came and you were like actually a comedian. Like a lot of those kids down there like are Kill Tony comics 1 minute at a time. Mm-hmm. So if they're doing 5 minutes at an open mic, 1 minute's good. 4 minutes is like, what the? What am I watching?
Yeah.
And it was like at the end, I probably did. I did 2 shows at a East Austin Comedy Club that's run by Reza. Joffrey. He's like done the Bhavcast and all that shit. So we're like homies. I did 1 show at Cap City. And then I just did like 7 or 8 like local showcases because of like my first night at East Austin I smashed.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yo bro, like who are you? I was like, I'm from Philly. And they're like, oh, like you came with an act. And I was like, why would I not? And they're like, yo, let's do all the people were like getting me like open mic spots like in the front. You know what I mean? So I only like suffered for like 1 day late night spots because they were like, who are you? But like the rest of the time it was like I was smacking.
I think this area of the country, we do the craft.
Yeah.
Most. And it's nice to travel sometimes to be like, we have a put together package. It's also a style.
Yeah.
I think, I've noticed a lot of LA comics are actors. Very good looking, charismatic. But I'm like, I feel like they're performing stand up.
Yeah.
So they're funny stories, but it's not the East Coast like joke. I need a joke. I need a joke. I need to be laughing consistently throughout your whole set.
And they're like they don't increase tempo.
No.
Like if you're like, they're just like, all right, bomb. No. Like if I have 1 joke that bombs, I'm gonna hit to the second punchline faster.
You also have a plan.
Yeah.
You have a plan. If a bomb, I have basically 3 general saves that I could use in any situation. But I've someone said it best once, where some LA comics, some not all, but think the irony of the situation is the joke, and they are describing a truly humorous story.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but no one's laughing. We're all pleased.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is amusing. This is like something you tell your friends at brunch. But that's not stand-up.
Yeah.
I feel like Chicago is cranking out really good stand-up.
Yeah.
But there's great stand-up anywhere.
I think if you just care, like you can find, like I think. But
do you not hear the no laughing? Like those people who are like, I've been doing this for 11 years.
Yeah.
Like, do you watch your tapes?
Yeah.
Do you hear? I have seen more and more people putting laugh tracks.
Oh, see, I can. My dad told me that up front. He was like, you can just put the laugh, and I said, Dad.
Cheaters never win.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, what happens one day when someone like Russell Peters is like, wow, I saw you're fucking great, and then I go do an arena with him and it's just like nothing.
Yeah.
I said, Dad, I would have to see the next life then. I would have to say goodbye. We had a good run, Vishnu. We had a good run, but it's time to get out of here.
Also, you can tell. Like, I was watching one the other day. It's too bad, too, because I had performed with him on it. This was, and he had a good set. He didn't need to do that. It was just, again, the room was maybe, their ceiling was like a 7.
Yeah.
And he was hitting it, but I guess it just wasn't loud enough for his set. But you can hear a laugh track.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Also, as someone that produces everything, it's like, you have like the people like Schultz and all them, when they go around tour, they're not just sticking a camera in the back of the room. They're like miking up the room as well.
Yes.
So it's like people often forget, like,
they record the audio and the visual separately.
Yeah, and it's like they're doing, like, they're capturing real sound. They're not just like tonight I'm gonna put my iPhone 16 Pro in the back of the room.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be a 1-camera shot. It's gonna look like security footage.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me the other night. They're like, "Do you record your sound and visuals separately?" It's like, "What do you think I am, CNN?"
Yeah.
I'm traveling around with a ring light.
Exactly. And it's like, there needs to be progression too. Like, I'm one man. I'm a one-man band.
Yeah.
So I can't. Like, what if we go out afterwards? I don't want to be hucking around a $3,000 camera. I don't like. That's not get robbed. You know what I mean? Then I have to wake up in depression. Like if I bomb, I'm already gonna be a little depressed.
And I don't know about you too. I've had one thing that is hard for me still. And I think this is true for me when I was singing, though. I am not a great judge of how it went.
Yeah.
And this is not a self-defense thing. This is not me being falsely self-deprecating. There's truly been things where I thought I bombed, and then I wait a couple days, and then I watch the tape, and I'm like, why do I remember it?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't that bad. And it was true when I was singing, too. They were always like, don't listen to the recording for, like, a couple days, because you're going to be super critical right after the show. But I don't know. But do you have that issue?
I have that problem all the time. You know,
because we're not white.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Because there are the flip side. I do know some people who really honestly believe they crush every time.
You know, when I got my engineering degree, the first thing my mom said to me was, "Time for your master's." It wasn't even like good job.
Yep.
It was like, so it's like, even when I smash, I'm like, oh, you know, that one bar. If I tweak that bar, I would have been out of the water.
Yes. I take copious notes after every set, and I look at them again because I'm such a freaking nerd. And even the ones where I've scored myself high, I still see in the notes. It's like, if you had just changed the tempo of this, if you had just moved a little bit. But I also think that's the work. And we care. Yeah. Well, that's the big thing. We care, right? So, like, that's what you're judging and so on. But I also, in, like, my first couple years, I was like, okay, this is what I wrote on the paper. This is what I have to say on stage. But then I realized I'm not, like, a paper and pencil guy. I'm, like, a vibe guy. So sometimes I'm like, I've been, on this whole last year, I've been working on being real present. So, like, when I've been doing these comedy competitions up in Emmaus, like, it's, like, a big theater. And, like, the last round, I really smashed because, like, you know, everyone was going up there and just doing their act. Yeah. And I went up there, and my first minute was just, like, with them. Yeah. Then I got into my act. Greatest advice I got, one really piece of great advice I got, Kevin Dombrowski, he's at the Cellar, and he's one of the hosts, which I think is one of the hardest jobs. Yeah. And he's great at it. And I was in one of his classes, and I had been in a couple, and he's like, Jonah, you're always prepared. That's not in question. He's like, but I need you to be... let's see, what did he say? I need you to perform to the room you're in, not the show that you're on. And it sounded very Yoda-y, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I realized, sort of, I was doing some set in autopilot, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not actually, and now so I think about that a lot. Yeah. But for me, I am a paper and pencil kind of guy, but if I drill it enough, then I don't think about it. Right. Yeah. So then that I can be present, because I'm so secure that it's in there and will come up when it's needed, that I can make fun of the fact that there's this weird sex swing looking thing on the stage that no one's commented on, and yet every comic is like ducking it on the like I try to use the room, I try to point out something. For some reason I was in a competition in not Chinese New Year season and there were Chinese lanterns everywhere and the little cat. And I was like, you guys, aw, well, thanks. Like, and no one had commented on it, but I was like, to show the crowd, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here with you. I'm a real dog. Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah, that's, and I completely agree. Like, you need to know your set, like, the back of the hand. So well. So you can think about these other things. Or, like, you know, like, I always say, like, you gotta start, like, since I'm an engineer, I'm like, how do we make this a math problem? It's like, fucking, it's either like comment on the host, the room. Yep. You know, maybe there's some big titties right here. Oh, thanks for bringing out the dogs. You always, what I mean? That's my fallback. Yeah. You'll see tonight. Honestly, I'm hoping there is a... Hi, ma'am. Your bathing suit area is robust. Should I dive in? I do usually try to... And this is something I learned from a journalist when I was doing some fundraising with a journalist. I noticed the way they would open up a discovery meeting is they pick something off their desk. And they're like, oh, before we start, what's the story behind this? Yeah. And like the person's like, oh, you're really here. Yeah. You know, you're not just here to sell me something. I think that's the biggest thing. And it's easy. Yeah. It really is. You know, because there's 100 things. Yep. And then like even like just if I'm hosting, like just to pick one thing out of someone's act that I can relate to. You know, it's like it's. Yes. I think hosting is really hard because obviously it's sort of a sacrificial role. Yeah. Your job is to make sure we all have a good night. Yeah. I think I wish most hosts believed that was their job and it wasn't just to get up first and do their material. Yeah. I thought, no, that's the bullet spot. That's their job. The host is to set it up so that hopefully the bullet spot isn't really such a bullet. Yeah, it's be fun and like I love hosting because I'm just like
you know, I'll be like, why are you guys all here? You know, like it's like go to bed. You know.
Why do you think people hate it so much?
I think because
you don't get the biggest laughs.
No, because honestly, I have parts of my act that might like that sometimes get the biggest laughs for the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like because it's just about Dairy Queen and shit. But it's like really, I manipulate the people. But it's like I think it's because they have to go first.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, all right, if I'm the fourth, they have 1.5 drinks in them.
Yeah.
They're loosen up. It's like, bruh.
Middle is safe.
Yeah, middle is safe. And, oh, wow, the end guy is the coolest guy.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, I don't know. When I used to do comedy cabaret, it's like this really Republican white club out in Doylestown.
Oh, weird. I haven't been invited yet.
It's literally, Andy was like one time, like, he was like, bro, I want you just to do the Indian accent the whole time. And I was like, Andy, this is when we got to stop working together.
Oh, my God.
But he would send me up first every time. And it was like, I was like, oh, if I'm going to set the tone of the room.
Yeah.
Like, I love setting the tone because I know my material can be dark, but I have like ups and downs, and I'm gonna end on a good positive high note.
Right.
And then I'll bring the next person up, like really, like you know, like I'll give them a great intro.
And that's why we went to war with Iraq. Thank you and good night. That's your closer.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, like, I never blame the audience.
I think we should have stayed longer in Afghanistan. If it were up to me.
So I think I like hosting because you know also when you do a podcast, it's just like one big. Like just
one big bit.
Yeah, it's just like like I always tell people crowd work is easy when you just treat it like a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, you're not looking to make fun. You're letting the fun just come naturally out of the conversation.
Unless they're minorities.
Yeah.
And roast them. What are you doing here? This isn't for you. It said whites only.
I'm calling ICE!
I have also found, so my younger brother, he had cerebral palsy, and there's a couple comedians I've met who have cerebral palsy, and what I love is they're always the darkest.
Yeah.
And like you can't, and people treat them though the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm working on a bit now of like pitying people and why you shouldn't do that, and it's like, oh no. If there's someone in a wheelchair in the front row of your, it's been at least in New York clubs, it's like they're not ADA compliant. They have worked really hard to get there.
Yeah.
They're ready. They are ready for a good time.
Oh yeah.
So you should go hard, not pussyfoot around them.
And that's what I thought was going to happen at Music Fest, but
yeah, well, it was also like an ADA conference, so maybe you shouldn't have.
I missed the mark. Okay, I missed the mark.
Yeah.
It happens.
Save it for your autism conference.
Yeah, I'll save it for that. But yeah, man. Jonah, we've been doing this for a minute now.
Yes.
And you know, we can do this all night. You and I
that's right, we have shows coming up.
We can literally do this all night, and I appreciate you for coming on. And,
Thank you so
next
much.
time you're in Philly,
yes,
you know, come through, brother.
Yes. All right, in New York, let's play. We'll create a Kumar show.
Yeah. We'll switch each other's acts, and then we'll have a good time.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, tell the people where to find you.
Oh, I am on all of the social media outlets, as a 45-year-old would say. Biggest one, TikTok is probably the best. Nigh Jonah, and Instagram too, Nigh Jonah. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, deuces.